Hey everyone, and welcome to my Quinn build guide.
Fly swiftly, kill swiftly.
As our beloved champion Quinn is very versatile, more and more people are asking for the correct way to build her, so I wanted to make a short guide for you guys. Of course there are many different ways to build and play her, however, especially for people in lower elo, like up to lower diamond, it's often not the build what's holding them back, it's moreover the micro and macro play. Giving your item build or the bad state of Quinn the fault for your losses is not the right way to improve. That being said, we should not concentrate too much on item builds, but more on improvement of our gameplay. For this reason, I tried to find a build which can be used in every game, which has a low risk to build something wrong with low item choices, and which lets us focus more on the game itself than on what to build and what playstyle we have to use. How did I find this kind of build? I referred to the #1 Quinn player, Quinn Mastermind, who uses this build commonly and already got to Challenger with that and Quinn only. So I talked to him to make sure that every information here is right. Remember, this build is for the current patch 8.4 and could be changing in the future patches. Alright, let's get started. With the starting items, the consumables and the boots. So for the starting items, we get Doran's Blade, a red pot and a yellow trinket. Later on you can get a green pot and should always try to establish one control ward on the map. And for the late game you can get an elixir of Rev. For the boots you always want to get Berserker's Greaves. If you face 3 or more ADs, or if their ADs are fat, you can get Ninja Tabis. If you face 3 or more APs or heavy CC, or if their APs are fat, you can get Mercury's Threads. And if you face slows, you can get Boots of Swiftness. So for the core items, you want to rush these two items, which are Static Shift for burst, DPS and wave clear, and Infinity Edge for even more burst and DPS. How does the build path looks like? After your first pack you want to get a BF sword for more damage and better last hitting. Before or afterwards you get a pickaxe, depends on your gold amount when you go back to base first. So after these two items you get the seal item for rounding out your DPS. This will be upgraded into Static Shift immediately afterwards. And then you get an IE from the BF and pickaxe already purchased. Usually you want these two core items to be finished within 20 minutes in the game. Then we have the situational items, which can be purchased after the core items, which would be the offensive parts, who are Duskblade for picking off people and having burst damage with the unseen passive, Youmuu's Ghostblade for kiting and faster roaming, also for dodging skill shots in teamfights, like versus Xerath for example. Edge of the Night for breaking through spells who could stop your assassinations or harm you. And Rapid Fire Cannon for more range in teamfights, to be able to pick up your targets easier and for more crit of course. Then we have the defensive items, which would be Guardian Angel versus AD threats, and if you are relevant for your team, if you carry them and if you can't afford to die you get this item. Maw of Mormortius versus heavy AP burst and sustained AP damage. And Mercurial Scimitar versus heavy CC. Last one are the anti-tank items, which are Lord Dominic's Regards versus tanks who are stacking armor and health, and also if you don't know what to build as last item. And Mortal Reminder versus tanks who are stacking armor and versus healing compositions, which would be Soraka compositions or Vladimir for example. And sometimes you just want to get a QSS instead of the whole Scimitar item. In rare cases you have to get other starting items than your core items. For example, Death Stance, if you can't afford a BF sword and need survivability to stay in lane. Essence Reaver, if you can't afford a BF or a pickaxe at your first pack and only got some long swords, but still want to opt into crit. And Hex Drinker, if you face an AP laner who could harm you. So for the runes, skill order and summoner spells, we start with the runes, where you always go with the precision tree and get either fleet footwork or press the attack if you can auto attack your opponent laner a lot, followed by triumph and alacrity. And the rest of the runes is totally situational and dependent on the matchup and enemy team. For the skill order, you always first max Q, then W for more DPS boost, and at last the E. And of course you level your R at level 6, 11 and 16. The summoner spells can be teleport, or ignite for more kill pressure, or exhaust for safetyness versus like Ravens, who could flash and only knew past 6. And of course one of these 3 spells together with flash. The pros of this build are being able to fight all kind of champions due to the mix of burst and DPS damage. It has an easy build path, but is also versatile with a few situational items, so you almost can't build wrong. It ensures your easy farming and split pushing with the static shift inside. And it has a good and constant early, mid, late hour curve. So for the end I have some examples for you. First one is when I faced an Akali and a Katarina. So at some point I needed a Morph more Mortius. Then after I completed my core items, I wanted to get a Mortal Reminder to block their healing from their gunblades. Second example is when I faced 3 AD champions, like Gangplank, Aatrox and Tristana. And therefore I got Ninja Tab Eyes and a GA, additionally to their healing with Soraka in their team and of course the Aatrox healing. I've got a Mortal Reminder, and in the end I've got a Scimitar to ensure that I don't get heavy CC'd by the Veigar. Alright guys, I hope I could clarify the itemization of Quinn for you and hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or need to get advices or free coachings for Quinn, just message me on Discord or comment on the comment section below. If you like this video, I would also consider making another video for rune pages in different matchups. So thanks for watching and good luck on the Rift.